Helo touchdown in the devil's breath. We stacked the line, we danced with death. Kicked indoors, cleared house clean. I wasn't in back, I was on the team. Same MRE, same radio call, same shrapnel hum when the checkpoint falls. Ain't looking for medals or some soft applause. I did my job, bled for the cause. I took the hill. I earned the name Marie. I am forged from hell and stone, a devil daughter, chesty zone. No gilded frame, no quiet plea. I carry war inside of me. I don't wait, I got that stride where eagle globe and eager collide. The few, the proud and mean, I wear the title U.S. Marine. I don't compare myself to Marines. I am one, and that already makes me better than everyone else.
Alright. I'm back. Let's try this again. Just got back from the dentist because I don't know when my own appointments are. So here we go. Where were we? Let's start from the beginning.
Angel of death on standby. Fired up, Birdman, let's swing! Jarhead on the left, soldier on the right. Flyboy strolls in, looking clean and bright. Shiny
Hey, Finn, what's up?
real tight. We're knee deep in mud while it's feeling alright. But when hell kicks hard and the call goes wide, Ghost Rider rolls with the wings of pride. We joke and we jab, call them Share Force neat. But when steel rain drops, man, they bring the heat. Hey now, look who's tearing the sky. Share Force cats with the
Yeah, me too, brother.
strapped to a spectre swinging the scene. Call it hot now, lean and mean. Grunts on the ground, boots in the grime. Shoobop, shoobop, right on time.
Yes, sir.
Down, danger close, cleared hot. Bop, 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 good hits. Daddy target shot. They're lounging cool where the AC horns. We're crawling through mud with our big guns. They sip their coke in a comfy chair. We're sweating like sin in the smoking air. Share Force swinging in a cushy scene while we're grinding through hell just to keep it clean. Hydra sounding like a big bass line. The eye
Yeah, alright, we need to fix that one because that part is garbage. But yep, Call for Fire, Rockabilly. Technically, I changed the name to Chair Force Swing. But yes, it's Call for Fire converted to Rockabilly. So we have 9 completed songs to put on the album. There's 3 more left. This one, we'll see how far we can get because I forgot I had a dentist appointment today, so I had to leave. That's what the first session was. So now I'm back. Yeah, I call it Chair Force Swing. But so if I could get this done in 2 more, then all I gotta do is mix and then upload for an album, and that will be the next big drop. I've already got people begging me to put the latest song out, that Condition one. I don't know if you guys saw it, but there's already a bunch of people wanting me to put that one out already. But I gotta do it little by little. I can't put everything out all at once because it really jacks up the algorithm. You bury yourself when you do that. So I release all the stuff here on YouTube for members and subscribers, and members get to vote on which one gets released next. I got another one I'm working on right now. You get to hear it at the beginning of the last live I did a few hours ago. It's the next Cadence one, and it's the Coconut Grove. I don't know how many of you... Oh, don't push my buttons. I don't know how many of you know that that cadence, up jumped a monkey from the coconut grove. He's a bad motherfucker, you could tell by his clothes. So I took that one And it's really short. It's only like one verse, so I had to basically make up 2 more verses. So, anyways, that's the latest state of affairs. Let's continue with this one, and let's try to make this one a little better. This little section is wrong. We need to make it better. All right. Well, it's taking a second. Maybe you guys want to hear the work in progress for the Coconut Grove. You want to hear the work in progress? All right. Well, I'm just going to assume you do. So, here is the work in progress. It's almost done. It's like 90, I would say 85% done.
Oh shit, here we go. Another run. Just for fun. Up jumped the monkey from the coconut grove.
He's a mean motherfucker, you can tell by his clothes.
All right, let's see. Let's see here.
Keep it clean, hydros humming like a big bass line. The accent, wine and dine. Dang, keep
Eh.
it clean, hydros humming like a big bass line. The I-temp, wine and dine.
Nope, I'm still getting the pronunciation wrong. It's supposed to be A10, not I-10. You crazy bastards. So, try another couple of these. Let's see what we can do here. Been a while, but can't stay this time. Oh, no worries, dude. I appreciate you dropping by. I just do this. So, I appreciate it. Thank you for dropping by to say hi. I do these just because I figure I can work and do the lives at the same time. I don't expect much viewership of my lives. The music is where it's at, so... But this is more for letting people get a peek behind the curtain of what I do. So, all right, brother, you take it easy. Hope everything's going okay. See that? Let's go see here.
For a 2-button ditty with a 3-button stitch.
Devil dogs know he's a horny some bitch.
Ran through the jungle with his dick in his hand.
Said, hey there, baby, I'm the king of this land.
Lined 100 women up against the wall.
Bet $50 he could fuck them all.
All right. That was just a little interlude while I'm waiting for these other ones to queue up. Let's listen to this one.
Keep it clean, hydros humming like a big bass line. The I-10, wine and dine. Danger close, man, they ain't scared.
Nope, I don't like that.
Hydros humming like a big bass line. The A10, wine and dine.
Let's see here. Do I want him to actually do the brr or just say Bert? I don't know. I'm arguing on that one. I am arguing. Let's see.
Keep it clean, hydros humming like a big bass line. The A10, wine and dine. Danger close, man, they...
Why don't we try? You know what? I want to replace that. Let's just say Bert. Wine and dine. The A10 Bert. Wine and dine. Let's just try that. Let's see how it sounds, huh? Right now, you had both in the metal version, even for me, that'd be hard. Yep. Yep, they were both. Well, there was I did, like, A Call for Fire was one of the first songs I ever did on this channel. It was like, I think I did the Rifleman's Creed, and then I think I did the Rifleman's Creed and the Kid, and then I did Call for Fire. And so I redid it again like a few months ago, but it was more rock and roll and less. The first one I did was more rap rock, like a rap rock, like part rap, part rock. And the latest one I did was more rock metal. And then I'm doing this one, which was Rockabilly. So there's like 3 versions floating around. Cool part is when you are the one making the song, you can fucking do whatever you want with your songs because they're yours. It's pretty cool.
Keep it clean, hydras humming like a big bass line. The A10.
Well, I've already done that one. I'm going to... Nope, I don't like these. Let's not do those. For Christ's sake, if people keep calling me and texting me, what the hell? Alright. Those are still... There we go.
Keep it clean, hydras humming like a big bass line. The A10 Burt, wine and dine. Danger close, man, they ain't scared. Flip one switch and the whole joint's aired. We mock, we joke, but we know the score. When they rain that fire, daddy, give me more.
X actually was a pretty good one. I think there was a slight mispronunciation with they ain't scared. But I'm going to listen to the other one to see what that's about.
Keep it clean, hydras humming like a big bass line. The A10 Burt, wine and dine. Danger close, man, they ain't scared. Flip one switch and the whole joint's aired. We mock, we joke, but we know the score. When they rain that fire, daddy, give me more. Hey now.
Oh yeah, I'm going to put that one in there. I don't know what the heck my dogs are freaking out about, but... There's probably somebody out front, and then we gotta check. Oh my goodness. Nobody wants to work with me today. This is what happens. Goodness. Nobody is helping me do my work today. But let's try from the very beginning, because I think that was the last big edit I needed to do, so we'll start from the very beginning.
Death on standby. Fired up, Birdman, let's swing. Jarhead on the left, soldier on the right. Flyboy strolls in, looking clean and bright. Shiny boots, press shirt, hair real tight. When knee deep in mud while he's feeling alright. But when hell kicks hard and the call goes wide, Ghost Rider rolls with the wings of pride. We joke and we jab, call him Sheriff Force neat. But when steel rain drops, man, they bring the heat. Hey now, look who's tearing the sky. Sheriff Force cats with the eagle eye. Strapped to a spectre, swinging the scene. Call it hot now, lean and mean. Grunts on the ground, boots in the grime. Shoobop, shoobop, right on time. Helping bound, danger close, cleared hot. Bop, 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 good hits, daddy target shot. They're lounging cool where the AC hums. We're crawling through mud with our big guns. They sip their coke in a comfy chair. We're sweating like sin in the smoking air. Sheriff Force swinging in a cushy scene while we're grinding through hell just to keep it clean. Hydras humming like a big bass line. The A10 Burt, wine and dine. Danger close, man, they ain't scared. Flip one switch and the whole joint's aired. We mock, we joke, but we know the score. When they rain that fire, daddy, give me more. Hey now, look who's tearing the sky. Sheriff Force cats with the eagle eye. Strapped to a spectre, swinging the scene. Call it hot now, lean and mean. Grunts on the ground, boots in the grime. Shoobop, shoobop, right on time. Helping bound, danger close, cleared hot. Bop, 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 good hits, daddy target shot. Ground Team Alpha, this is Spectre 1. Be cool now. Danger close. Confirm position over. Spectre 1, Alpha here. Grid 2578581. Lay it down, Daddy. Copy that. Hot as a pistol. Guns, guns, guns! Angel of death on target. Mission complete. So here's to them fly boys cool in their seats. We bust their chops, but they bring the heat. When the fight gets wild and the night turns mean, we call on the chair force swinging machine. Shoo-bop-bop-bop, shoo-bop-bop-bop. Hey, now look who's tearing the sky. Chair force cats with the eagle eye. Strapped to a specter, swinging the scene. Call it hot now, lean and mean. Grunts on the ground, boots in the grime. Shoo-bop, right on time. Helping bound, danger close, cleared hot. Bop, 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 good hits. Daddy target shot.
Guess can't say Bert. Well, it can say Bert, and when I do that Bert, it stops it and it goes brrr, and it never really smacks just right. So I changed it to Bert, like Bert and Ernie. So that's how it pronounced it, is like the A10 Bert. So I kind of wanted it that way because I think it comes across cleaner. Because when it tries to do the brrr, it'll do that, and it just kind of ruins the flow, even though it sounds cooler. Like on the metal version, when they do it, it fits. But on this one, I don't think it fits quite so well. So I just say the A10 Bert. Because it's kind of the same thing. It is the same thing. Because people say Bert. The difference is whether you do the machine gun tongue or you just say Bert. The A10 Bert, you know, you get it. You get what I'm saying. But I think that one turned out pretty good. I think it's ready. Is there any objections, Your Honor? Counselor, defense attorney, anybody? How are we looking? I think it's ready. I think it's good to go. Yeah, I tried saying a line in the song, and YouTube must have not liked it. Oh, you tried typing it out, and they blocked you or something? Yeah, I don't know. See, that's the thing. People act like, oh, it's AI, this, that, and the other. But trust me, motherfucker, I cannot write some. AI will not take my lyrics. I write them, and they boot it. Like, it's actually fucking. They will censor my lyrics that I give them. They aren't even the ones writing it. I'm writing it. And I tell them, like, I want it just formatted differently. I'll take my lyrics, upload it, like, okay, take this, and I want a format to do it like this. And it'll be like, I can't do that. The words will not, the guidelines of this or whatever will not allow me to do that. I'm like, dude, I'm not telling you to write the words. I'm writing the words. I just need you to format it grammatically correct, because I just type a bunch of shit. And it's a lot easier for AI to correct my spelling and grammar than it is. But they won't do that either, because like here, I just need you to put like a comma there or a dash there or quote marks here. It won't fucking do it. It's just like format it like this. Like, this is the guy talking, this is the guy singing, but these are the lyrics, and it won't even do that. So it's not as easy as, it's not just me typing in 3 fucking sentence prompt and then the fucking song spits out, which you can do, and I know plenty of people do, but that ain't my jam. And I tried it a couple times like that, and the fucking songs suck ass. They just fucking suck. So I'm just like, meh, I'll just write the song myself. So, but I think that last version was good. I'm going to now save as new song, and oh crap, I need to go back here. It's probably saving. I just probably saved 6 different versions of it. I've got to move that over to. Alright, so, oh, yep, okay, so I'm going to song details. This is Chair Force Cats album cut G2G. Good to go. Alright, and then move that to Rockabilly album. I've got 10 songs on there now. What else am I missing? What haven't I done yet? I don't think I've done the Bismarck. And let's see, what else have I done? What else have I not done? The Bismarck and... Thank you. I think it'll work out real nice. When it all flows together, I'm going to figure out how I need to roll it out, whether I want to... I'm going to drop the whole album on, like, the platforms, but that'll be, like, the first of the month. But I think I'll release... like the playlist for members only, and then released the entire, I don't know, it's probably going to be an hour long or something like that, playlist to regular people, but the individual songs I'll keep for members. I gotta do something, special for the members to make sure that they seem like they're getting their money's worth. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Okay, where am I here? Rockabilly oldies. Let's see, what 2 songs am I missing? I think it's the VA Blues and Bismarck are the 2 that I haven't done. Right? Okay, let me see here. So let me look at my Rockabilly. Chair Force Cats, Ironside, Stack 'em High, Rifleman, Code Talker, The Kid, God of War, which is the A10. I did do not service related. So I did do that. Okay, so it isn't the VA Blues. What am I... Oh, Tin Can Sailors and the Bismarck. That's right. It was just Navy stuff now. So, yes. What do we want? The Bismarck or the Taffy? What are we doing here? Let's do the Bismarck. A lot of people like the Bismarck. I had no idea when I first wrote the original Bismarck. I didn't know Sabaton had already did the Bismarck, and I felt like a total chode doing a song somebody else already did. And then I find out that they called it Queen of the Deep. They called it King of the Deep. I called it Queen of the Deep. And then I ended up having to get into an argument with these historians, or wannabe historians, that say that it was called a male, because most ships are called female. And they're like, no, this one was called male. Yes, that's correct, but only by its captain. Everybody else still referred to the Bismarck as a she. The Allies, the Axis, even German war communications over the radio that were intercepted by the Allies still called the Bismarck a she. So I had to, if I was wrong about that, I was going to have to scrap my whole song, because I aim to be correct in my songs, and something like that is unforgivable. You can't fuck that up. So yeah, that was a quick little aside for anyone who gave a shit. So let's see. Here is, let's see, 449, and let's see, the Bismarck 449. Yep, okay. So this is the one we are going to work on right meow. All right. Here is it unedited from the original Rockabilly that I did. So let's see how different this is and whether we want to keep it or make some changes. Are we ready? Let's kick it. Yeah, historians. Everyone thinks they know everything, but I mean, they're not technically wrong. The captain did call his ship a he, but nobody else did.
In the year 41, the sea got me. A beast rolled out, cold and clean. Steel for bones and iron for skin.
Just an aside, quick question to the one or two people even here right now, Finn. How do we even like the setup? I mean, this is a low bluesy swing bass kind of attitude. Is that even good for this album? Because it's a bit different than the rest. But Old Ironside was kind of different too, so I'm cool with it, but I want to hear y'all's opinion.
Hallmark of the right, where the stone begins.
she decides. Baltic wind.
Yeah, I don't know about everyone else either. I was just getting some on-the-spot critiques. Honestly, I do what I do, whether anybody else likes it to fuck or not. Seems like everybody digs it. I just wanted to know, like anyone at the moment, whether they thought this was too much. I kind of dig it. It's got a nice little jazzy swing groove, something you'd get at like an old speakeasy or something, I think. I'm down with that, but, you know, some people aren't. I just wanted to know if I was alone in thinking that.
Cut sharp and wide. She met the hood, sent her below the tide. One flash of light, one roll of flame. The ocean whispered the hood's last name. Oh, the Bismarck Road, queen of the deep. Yes, she did. Her cannons roared, her crew did keep. Yes, she did. On storm saw the sea, she held her pride. But the sea don't bargain, she decided. Now the Brits got mad, they took to the sky. Swordfish flying, hear 'em cry. One lucky strike on the rudder side left the Iron Queen with nowhere to hide. Shells rain down, the night turned red. The Bismarck fought till she lay dead. Boys went down with the ship they made. Still hard to say, but legends stay. Oh, the Bismarck Road, queen of the deep. Yeah, she did. Her cannons cried, her widows weep. Yeah, she did. On storms saw the seas, she held her pride. But the sea don't bargain, she decided. For a time she was proud and ruled the waves, but fate would claim her in watery graves. Now she sleeps in the cold below, a ghost in the current, soft and low. The Bismarck song ain't one of shame. She fought a fight and earned her name. Oh, the Bismarck Road, queen of the deep. Yeah, she did. Her cannons cried, her widows weep. Yeah, she did. On storm saw the sea, she held her pride. But the sea don't bargain, she decides.
Not for nothing, but I like that. It's a little bit longer than I would have liked, but I think the pacing is good, and it gives a nice little aside. Because out of all the other songs that are upbeat and swinging, this is the only one where they, aside from the Taffy, which is also a little more brooding, the rest of them are, they haven't lost. You know what I mean? Like the Call for Fire, those are more celebratory songs, not memorials. So I think I like this. I'm going to keep this. I'm going to call that good. Send that over to the album. And then there's some, you know, I still got to mix all this shit. But For now, this is gonna work. And I'm gonna send that over. And then let's see. I think the last one we got is the taffy. Pretty sure. Let me check. Check. Checking. Where is it? Rockabilly album. So, let's see. Cherry Force, Cats, Iron. Alright. I need to. Where do I sort it? The newest, oldest now. That's fine. Code Talkers, Rifleman, Stack 'em High, Iron Sides, Cherry Force. There's the Bismarck. I haven't done Taffy yet, so the last one is the Taffy. Okay, we'll go back to Rockabilly. Wait, no, it's Tin Can Sailors. Or did I move that to a different folder? Did I move it to its own folder? Taffy 3. Yep, okay, so there's 316. There, I think this is it.
Red sun bleeding on the iron tide. Shadows stalking where the killers hide.
Haha, that's funny.
17 cans in a rebel line. Drums beat low like the devil's sign. Big guns laughing, throwing sparks through the sky. Thunder rolling where the brave die. Smoke curls thick like a funeral flame. Step in close, you don't leave the same. Tin can riders with a savage grin. Steel goes fighting when the storm rolls in. Stand up tall, we ain't retreating. Shoot them cannon, heart still beating. Death rides hard with a shadow boom. Voice still blooming in the face of doom. Tin can sailors don't skip a beat. Taffy 3, stand your ground, no retreat. Pagoda towers in a violet haze. Shells rain down with the devil's praise. Torpedoes scream like a banshee song. Steel teeth bite as the dead roll on. Blood on the deck, smoke in our hair. Taffy 3's ghost still there. Oceans hush, but the cry still moan. Phantom boots pounding on a sea of stone.
Yeah, I'm not digging this as much. Oh, man, I think... You know what? First, I'm going to try just changing the style. Maybe the rhythm will get there, and maybe I'll dig the lyrics better, but unless I'm mistaken, I might have to, like, redo this whole thing. I don't know what I was thinking. Maybe I was just too fucking tired the first time I did this. But it does not... I don't recall it being this... like this. And I'm not a big fan. So let's just do... Let's try one of these. Let's try that. Let's see. It's going to change the style a bit. I'm going to try a couple different styles. See if I can't make these lyrics work better. I think I was trying too hard to make it Rockabilly because I really did like my first version a lot better. I might just take my first version and just scalpel it and make it Rockabilly because I try to change the lyrics to the era, but I'm not sure I need to with this song.
Red sun bleeding on an iron tide, shadow stalking where the killers hide. 7 tin cans in a rebel line, drums beat low like the devil's sign. Big guns laughing, throwing sparks through the sky, thunder rolling where the brave die. Smoke curls thick like a funeral flame, step in close, you don't leave the same. Tin can riders with a savage grin, steel ghosts fighting when the storm rolls in. Stand up tall, we ain't retreating, shoot them cannons, hearts still beating, death rise hard with a shadow boom. Boys still blooming in the face of doom. Tin can sailors don't skip a beat, every 3 stand your ground. No.
And that's okay. Let me try this one.
Sun bleeding on the iron tide, shadows stalking where the killers hide. 7 tin cans in a rebel line, drums beat low like the devil's sign. Big guns laughing, throw sparks through the sky, thunder rolling where the brave die. Smoke curls thick like a funeral flame, step be close, you don't leave the same. Tin can riders with a savage grin, steel goes fighting when the storm rolls in.
Alright, well, I dig the beat, but I still think the lyrics needed some work. So let me try my old lyrics with new beat.
Red sunrise, steel meets tide, silent shadows, wars divide. At world's end, the empire comes all ahead to the beat of war drum. 7 ships defiant and free. Legends of Taffy 3. Door split horizon sky, engines roar, their voices die. Titans clash, dark waters churn, heaven's gates where heroes burn. The Yamato looms, a giant's crown. David stands and Goliath frowns. Johnston charges, guns blaze, battle's anthem, Valhalla's praise. Dragons belch, the waters quake, iron and souls the gods forsake. In the smoke the enemy shakes, this mighty fleet will never break. Under the ocean shroud they clash, the hearts pound in a moment's flash. Sunrise, steel meets tide, silent shadow, wars divide.
Oh, the pinup ladies? Yeah, that might be a good one. I could definitely work that in somewhere. They're definitely part of the Americana of World War II, the propaganda and stuff like that, especially some of the dirtier ones.
At world's end, the empire comes, all ahead to the beat of war drum.
Let me try this.
Red sunrise, steel meets tide, silent shadows, wars divide. At world's end, the empire comes, all ahead to the beat of war drums. 7 ships defiant and free, rise, legends of Taffy 3. Slugs of Thor split horizon sky, engines roar, their voices die. Titans clash, dark waters churn, heaven's gates where heroes burn. The Yamato looms, a giant's crown. David stands and Goliath frowns. Johnston charges, guns ablaze. Battle's anthem, Valhalla's praise. Dragons bells, the waters quake. Iron and souls, the gods forsake. In the smoke, the enemy shakes. This mighty fleet will never break. Under the ocean shroud they clear. ground, no retreat. Pagoda masts on the horizon's eyes, a cascade of shells in comet skies. Commanders' guns, vengeance speak. The bow erupts, the kimono's weak. Torpedoes launch, the waters boil, destroyers roar. Relentless toil in the haze. Heaven stands, a bloody god with fate in hand. Armor cracks, the fates take heed in hell's inferno. The courage breathes amidst the chaos with courage spun. The Taffy Three stand, a gambit won. Under the ocean.
I think I'm getting closer. I need to cut it back because some of when I first started writing, I wrote too much. So I'm going to need to go in and just remove a couple. Probably some lines, maybe a verse or two. Because some of them it's just run on and you just need to tighten it up. So let's go through this and let's see if we can do that. Here we go.
Red sunrise, steel meets tide, silent shadows, wars divide. At world's end the empire comes, all ahead to the beat of war drums. 7 ships defiant and free, legends of Taffy Three. Slugs of Thor split horizon sky, engines roar, their voices die. Titans clash, dark waters churn, heaven's gates where heroes burn. The Yamato looms, a giant's crown, David stands.
Alright, first right there. I don't think I need engine. Let's see. Slugs of Thor split horizon sky, engines roar, their voices die. That's just symbolizing how the voices are getting drowned out by the guns. Titans clash, dark waters churns, heaven gates. Yeah, I can cut that. I think that's too much. The Yamato looms, the giant. A giant's crown, David stands, Goliath frowns. I love that. I'm gonna keep that. Johnston charges, guns ablaze, battle's anthem, Valhalla's praise. I've heard people tell me it's a little too symbolic, but I think that works here. So I'm going to keep that. Dragon's belch.
And Goliath frowns. Johnston charges, guns ablaze. Battle's anthem, Valhalla's praise. Dragon's belch, the waters quake. Iron and souls the gods forsake. In the smoke, the enemy shakes. This mighty fleet will never break.
I might just be able to cut that entirely. Just get rid of that. And that doesn't even seem to add anything.
Under the ocean shroud they clash. Steel hearts pound in a moment's flash. Death's black banner cuts the gloom. Sailors bloom mid ash and doom. Tin-can sailors, the fates they cheat. Stand your ground, no retreat.
I'm going to keep this in mind because I've always hated that sailors bloom mid ash and doom. I mean, it works in the metal, but I don't think it's going to work on a rockabilly. Still hearts pound in a moment's flash. Death's black. Yeah. Death's black banner cuts the gloom. Sailors bloom mid ash and doom. I think I'm going to have to fix those two lines. But that's the chorus, so I'm going to have to change that. Let's see what else is going here.
Pagoda mast on the horizon's eyes, a cascade of shells and comet skies. Commanders' guns, vengeance speak. The bow erupts, the Kumano's weak.
Fucking, of course, mispronounces bow.
Torpedoes launch, the waters boil, destroyers roar, relentless toil. In the haze, heaven stands, a bloodied god with fate in hand. Armor cracks, the fates take heed in hell's inferno. Their courage breeds amidst the chaos with courage spun. The Taffy Three stand, a gambit won.
Let's see, I think I'm going to get rid of the first part of that. And amidst the chaos, this courage spun the Taffy 3 stand a Gambit 1. I might just move that to the end because I do like it, but it doesn't really fit here. So maybe I'll set that somewhere, maybe on the outro. Maybe I'm gonna have to cut some more stuff, so whatever I cut, maybe I'll put that in. So where we did Phaeton and Gambit 1, so
Under the ocean shroud they clash, steel hearts pound in a moment's flash. Death's black banner cuts the gloom, sailors bloom mid ash and doom. Tin can sailors, the fates they cheat. Stand your ground, no retreat.
oh shit. Hello? Who's this? Not good. How'd you get my number? You don't know how you got my number, but you're calling me and acting like you know me? That's what I thought. Fucking call pricks.
Ocean calm, yet screams persist. Ghostly whispers, iron fist. Captain waves a last salute. Through tempest death, the fight's pursued. Silent death.
Yeah, I don't. This whole bridge. I'm not silent, I'll claim the brave. Brothers bound beneath the waves. I like that. Captain's waves last salute. Through tempest death and fights pursuit. I'm gonna cut that. And I'm gonna bring that Gambit 1 part up into the bridge. And then that might work better, flow better. And then I still want to figure out, let's see what I can make of, I want this line. This line is killing me here. Death's black banner cuts the gloom, sailors bloom mid ash and doom. Let's try to, I don't know, what are we doing here? I don't like the gloom. Let's see. I want to see what would be better. Fast, blast, Death's black banner. I mean, I want it to sound. The whole point is that death is looming over them, and they happen to make it out. I mean, just because they had the balls the size of Bayonne, they weren't going to. Let's see. Let's see. What are we doing here? Ever thought about the? Oh yeah, could try and repurpose it in another version or something when you do a new version. Bloom. Yeah, there was Sailors Bloom, Mid Ash, and Doom. That's there. I don't know if I mean, I like it in the metal version, but not this version. Say Death Black Banner splits the night, Sailors rise. Death Black Banner tears the night. Death Black Banner slashes. What about Gale? What other sailors? Like, give me Sailor, Ocean. What am I gonna do here? Let's try. Let's see if I can't find words associated with ocean and sailing. I can think of a few, but maybe there's some that I'm missing. Let me see what list we got here. Wave, swell, tide, swell. Huh, maybe we could use swell. Where would I fit that? Let's see. Where would I fit that? Let's say Death's Black Banner starts to swell. Nah, swell. Vessel. There's a lot more than I thought. nautical, seafaring, maritime. These are just synonyms. Leeward, lee. Directions and positions. That might work. Directions and positions. I wanted to, like, death is encompassing the battlefield. That's kind of what I'm going for. Like, there's a shroud of looming death. I'm trying to come up with something that is all for that. Like, a monsoon, but that takes over everything. Let's see. Swell, boat, ship, horizon. Well, the horizon, I've already used that though. Maybe abyss. I could use abyss. Abyss is kind of large. High seas, seven seas. Well, maybe. Okay. High seas. That works. What are we doing here? High seas. There's a lot of things that rhyme with seas. See what I could do, like, death. Maybe not death, though, because what are the words for Desperate Banner? High seas, black banner, death banner, death. What am I looking at here? Let's see, what am I doing? I'm trying to see if this will even work. What about like a hurricane or monsoon? Judgment. Ooh, what about judgment? Okay. What about like the Lord's judgment on the high seas? I like that. I could work with that. What would go next? The Lord's judgment on the high seas. Okay, what rhymes with seas? Now we gotta go. If I can find something that, let's see, rhymes with seas. Rhymes with seas. I mean, there's breeze. There's, some of these don't even work. Freeze, sailors bloom mid-ash and doom, but instead we're going to something like there's the storm right on the trees. But they rise. The idea is that there's a death looming, but they rise to the challenge. So how do I... Fucking Congolese. So, let's see, let's see. I need it to be... Squeeze. Answer the call with ease, maybe? Lord's judgment on the high seas. Taffy 3. Answer with ease. Maybe let's try that. Something like that. What are we thinking? What are we thinking? Does that work? Let's see if we can make that work. I think we can make that work. Maybe high seas. Everything answer with ease. Knees. What about... Okay, we can make this work. Taffy 3 brings the enemy to... Never bend a knee. Knees. Something knees. Bend a knee. Bring them to their knees. What about the Lord Judgment on the high seas? Taffy brings them to their knees. Maybe I could fit that in the new... Try to fit that in here. Like that. Say this. Nope. I'm getting rid of mid-ash and doom, and I'm replacing it with that under See, can I say that? I think that might work. Let me replace this chorus and see how it plays with the rest of the song. We made a lot of edits here, so I'm going to see if these edits will even work. Let's try it. We'll see. What's the worst that could happen? I fucking go back to what I want. Gleaming over the sea. That's not bad. I'm going to try judgment, because I'm thinking of the Lord's judgment or the God's judgment, like wrath of judgment, judgment of wrath. I'm thinking in my head like they're over, like what's watching this battle, because that was the whole idea, was that there was 7 fucking tiny ass ships in comparison, and over the fucking horizon comes a shit ton of badass fucking Japanese fleets, and then they had just dropped off a bunch of jarheads, and if they didn't fucking attack these bitches, these jarheads were just gonna get fucking mopped. So they fucking went at this Japanese fleet like savages, and they weren't supposed to win. It was not. On paper, they were going to lose, which is why this is such a badass story, and why they fucking went in hard. So that's the idea: is that they went in. They weren't supposed to win, just balls galore. And as the battles, this is the part in the song that I'm thinking, in the battle, the gods looking down, or the gods' judgment, death, all of it's just looking down, watching this happen, and that he's judging them based on what they're doing. So that is where my brain's at right now. Let's see if I can't make it work in song.
Red sunrise, steel meets tide, silent shadows, wars divide. At world's end, the empire comes, all ahead to the beat of war drum.
That's too snappy.
Red sunrise, steel meets tide, silent shadows, wars divide. At world's end, the empire comes, all ahead to the beat of war drums. 7 ships defiant and free, rise, legends of Taffy 3. Slugs of Thor split a rising sky, engines roar, their voices die, the Yamato looms a giant.
It doesn't have enough weight to it. I need something weightier. That's a little better. All right, now we got some weight.
Red sunrise, steel meets tide.
Oh yeah,
Silent shadows, wars divide.
it's a little twangy, but
The world's end, the empire comes, all ahead to the beat of war drums.
7 ships
Defiant and free, rise, legends of Taffy 3.
I like that. It's twangy. It's rock. It's got that heaviness to it though too. So it's not like the ones I didn't like before, were like upbeat, boom 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 boom. I didn't like that because this is supposed to be solemn and hard. Because I mean, there's a lot of people that died, but it was so it can't be brooding like the Bismarck, because the Bismarck sank. But this needs to be weighty with celebration. So you're celebrating the heroes, but also need to have a little bit of weight to it, not like happy-go-lucky, oh yeah, this is what we're doing. So this I like. It's starting a little twangy, freaking rockin', good rockabilly 50s, and it's got some weight to it. So let's keep going.
Slugs of Thor split a rising sky, engines roar, their voices die.
Ooh, I like that little backup clapping. It's digging it right there.
Under the ocean's shrouded clash, steel hearts pound in a moment's flash. The Lord judgment on the high seas. Taffy 3 bring enemies to their knees. Tin can sailors, the face they cheat. Stand your ground.
Little gospel choir in the background's a nice touch.
No retreat.
Ooh, that's nice. I might need to change that chorus just a little bit. Let's go back a little bit. Let's hear that chorus again, because I did a lot of edits to that, and I want to make sure I nail it.
The face they cheat. Slugs of Thor split horizon sky. Engines roar, their voices die. The Yamato looms, a giant's crown. David stands and Goliath frown. Johnston charges, guns ablaze. Battle's anthem, Valhalla's praise. Under the ocean's shrouded clash, steel hearts pound in a moment's flash. The Lord judgment on the high seas. Taffy 3 bring enemies to their knees.
So, let's see, the Taffy 3 brings... I don't want enemies. Let's do brings them to their knees. Tin Can Sailors.
Tin can sailors, the face they cheat. Stand your ground, no retreat.
Okay, I like that. I'm only going to make that one small change. I might have it after that. We're going to listen to the rest of it to see if any of the other changes I made affected it, but we're going to try this.
Go to mass on the horizon's eyes, a cascade of shells in comet skies. Commander's guns, vengeance speak. The bow erupts, the Kuma knows we torpedoes.
Yeah, there it is, the bow. It makes, you know what I need to change? I need to spell bow differently. Like, I need to spell it like when the bow breaks. Where is that? Where was I? I was just looking at it. There it is. Okay, bow. I need to spell it differently because the AI is stupid. It wants to say bow.
Launch, the waters boil, destroyers roar, relentless toil.
I don't like roar. Destroyers roar. Let's change that. Not destroyers roar. Destroyers bellow. Maybe bellow. But that's 2. What about boom? Maybe boom. Because I got rid of the doom, gloom, and boom in the chorus, so now I could put boom here, and it'll be a nice touch.
In the haze, heaven stands, a bloody god with fate in hand. Amidst the chaos of courage spun, the Taffy 3 stand a gambit one. Under the ocean shrouded clash, steel hearts pound in a moment's flash. The Lord judgment on the high seas. Taffy 3 bring enemies to their knees. Tin can sailors, the face they cheat. Stand your ground.
No, boom. You can add a suffix to booming. Yeah, boomin'. I mean, even if it's... That might work. Maybe I'll try booming. Destroyers, booming, relentless toil. It might work because it's not a hard syllable, but it's still a syllable. I'll make the change and see what happens. And so that's not a bad idea.
Captain waves a last salute through tempest, death, the fight's pursuit. Silent depths now claim the brave, brothers bound beneath the waves. Amidst the chaos with courage spun, the Taffy 3 stand a gambit one.
Okay, so you see I put that little line in 2 places to see where it would fit better. I think it fits better at the bridge. and I'm gonna redo all of this. I'm gonna actually listen to the other generation to see, but I really dig this style. So I think this is where I want it to be. This is kind of what I was hoping for. It's a little more rocking and twangy than I was expecting and was thinking, but I think this might work because there's a weight to it at least.
Storm winds fade, the sea's now still, echoes home, but spirits thrill. Taffy Three's eternal stand, a legend forged by mortal hand. Under the ocean shroud they clasp.
Alright, so that was pretty good. I've made the edits. I'm going to listen to the other version to see if maybe that style is better, but I think I really like this style. Oh shit, this might be a good one too.
Red sunrise still meets tide. Silent shadows, wars divide. And worlds in the empire comes all ahead to the beat of war drums. 7 ships defiant and free. Right. Legends of Taffy 3. Slugs of Thor split horizon sky. Engines roar, their voices die. The Yamato looms a giant's crown. David stands and Goliath frowns. Johnston charges, guns ablaze. Battle's anthem, Valhalla's praise.
I actually might choose this one because I think this is a bit more punchier, which still has that weight with less twang.
Under the ocean shroud they clash. Steel hearts pound in a moment's flash. The Lord's judgment on the high seas. Taffy 3 bring enemies to their knees. Tin can sailors, the fates they cheat. Stand your ground, no retreat.
See, but I don't know. The other one had that clapping and the gospel choir backup, which also gave it some heaviness to it. Let me make both and see what they do. I'm still trying to find the real identity of this because I like the lyrics are good. And I'm digging the lyrics. Now I just need to find the right identity for the song. And it's rockabilly, but it needs to be the right kind. And this is the last song. So this will probably be the last, if I'm holding it in my head proper, this will be the last song on the album. So it needs to pop. And it needs to end solid. So let's see what we come up with here. Let's start with the second version first. No, I don't do two versions of the same song on one album, but if you dig it well enough, I will save the specific one. I'll put it on Bandcamp, so I'll call it a fan favorite. I'll call it Finn's fan favorite, and I'll put it there, and you can buy it yourself for $1 and have it direct. It'll be your own personal one, and anybody else that wants it can buy it for there. But if you dig it so much, I could do that.
Red sunrise still meets tide. Silent shadows, wars divide. And worlds in the empire comes all ahead to the beat of war drums. 7 ships to find and free. Right. Legends of Taffy 3.
I like that heavy bass right there.
Slugs of Thor split a rising sky. Engines roar, their voices die. The Yamato
Except I don't know, there's a bit more brass than I want in there. I dig the guitar.
Red sunrise still meets tide. Silent shadows walls divide.
Ooh, I like that.
At world's end, the empire comes all ahead to the beat of war drums. 7 ships defiant and free. Legends of Taffy 3.
Ooh, I like that. That little Jerry Lewis guitar riff in there, or a piano riff in there too.
Slugs of Thor split horizon sky. Engines roar,
I do like that groove. All right, I'm digging this.
their voices die. The Yamato looms a giant's crown. David stands and Goliath frowns. Johnston charges, guns ablaze. Battle's anthem, Valhalla's praise.
All right, I'm digging that so far. Yeah.
Under the ocean shroud they clash, steel hearts pound in a moment's flash. The Lord's judgment on the high seas. Taffy 3 brings them to their knees. Tin can sailors, the fates they cheat. Stand your ground, no retreat.
I actually think that chorus, after all the edits and stuff that I did, I think that works pretty good.
We go to mass on the horizon's eyes, a cascade of shells in comet skies. Commanders' guns, vengeance speak. The bow erupts, the Kuma knows weak. Torpedoes launch, the waters boil. Destroyers booming, relentless toil.
There's that destroyer's booming. I think it worked out real well. That'll work.
In the haze, Evan stands, bloody God with fate in hand. Under the ocean shroud they clash, steel hearts pound in a moment's flash. The Lord's judgment on the high seas. Taffy 3 brings them to their knees. Tinking sailors, the fates they cheat. Stand your ground, no retreat. Captain waves a last salute. Through tempest, death, the fights pursue. Silent depths now claim the brave. Brothers bound beneath the waves. Amidst the chaos with courage spun, the Taffy 3 stand, a gambit won. Storm winds fade, the seas now still. Echoes haunt, but spirits thrill. Taffy 3's eternal stand, a legend forged by mortal hands. Under the ocean shroud they clash, steel hearts pound in a moment's flash. The Lord's judgment on the high seas. Taffy 3 brings them to their knees. Tinking sailors, the fates they cheat. Stand your ground, no retreat.
That wouldn't be a bad ending to an album. Now, let's check the other one, because this shaves about 45 seconds off the other two, but I think the other two were more guitar-y. This one was more bassy.
red sunrise still meets tide. Silent shadows, wars divide. At world's end, the empire comes, all ahead to the beat of war drums. 7 ships, defiant and free, rise, legends of Taffy 3.
Not bad. I like that little broody guitar.
Slugs of Thor split a rising sky. Engines roar, their voices die. The Yamato looms, a giant's crown. David stands and Goliath frowns. Johnston charges, guns ablaze. Battle's anthem, Valhalla's praise. Under the ocean shroud they clash. Steel hearts pound in a moment's flash. The Lord judgment on the high seas. Taffy 3 burying the bleeds to their knees. Tin can sailors, the fates they cheat. Stand your ground, no retreat. Pagoda mass on the horizon's eyes, a cascade of shells and comet skies. Commanders' guns, vengeance speak. The bow erupts, the Kumano's weak. Torpedoes launch, the waters boil. Destroyers booming, relentless toil. In the haze, heaven stands, a bloodied god with fate in hand. An instant drillers, your braided shawl. A Taffy grace ran the man the bow.
Whoa. It was doing okay there, and then the fucking AI had a goddamn heart attack. Started mispronouncing all sorts of shit. All right.
Red sunrise still meets tide. Silent shadows, wars divide. At world's end, the empire comes, all ahead to the beat of war drums. 7 ships, defiant and free, rise, legends of Taffy 3. Slugs of Thor split a rising sky. Engines roar, their voices die. The Yamato looms, a giant's crown. David stands and Goliath frown. Johnston charges, guns ablaze. Battle's anthem, Valhalla's praise. Under the ocean shroud they clash. Steel hearts pound in a moment's flash. The Lord judgment on the high seas. Taffy 3 breathing on knees to their knees. Tin can sailors, the fates they cheat. Stand your ground, no retreat. Pagoda mass on the horizon's eyes, a cascade of shells and comet skies. Commanders' guns, vengeance speak. The bear erupts, the Kumano's weak. Torpedoes launch, the waters boil. Destroyers boom in relentless toil. In the haze, heaven stands, a bloody god with fate in hand. Amidst the chaos, a pudic spawn, a Taffy brief on the band.
Yeah, I think that generation was just jacked. Every time you generate once, you get 2 songs, and hopefully one of them works, but both of those look like they had freaking a heart attack, so I'm going to change some stuff and try to make it better.
Red sunrise, steel meets tide. Silent shadows, wars divide. At world's end, the empire comes all ahead to the beat of war drums. 7 ships, defiant and free, rise legends of Taffy 3.
Ooh, I like that. Yeah, baby. There's that blues.
Slugs of Thor split a rising sky. Engines roar, their voices die. The Yamato looms a giant's crown. David stands and Goliath frowns. Johnston charges, guns ablaze. Battle's anthem, Valhalla's praise. Under the ocean shroud they clash. Steel hearts pound in a moment's flash. The Lord's judgment on the high seas. Taffy 3 brings them beats to their knees. Tin can sailors.
Oh man, it keeps having a heart attack. So what happens when you change stuff and you try to get that same sound is that it wants to keep using the same words. So I need to refresh and try again because this is just... Let me make sure I saved all my edits. And I need to refresh this so the AI knows what I'm doing and not what it thinks I want it to do. I want it to do what I want it to do. So let's redo that and then okay, it was this one. Yeah, for some reason I don't think it quite understood what I was going for. You know what I want to add? Maybe a little background gospel choir. You know what? I think this whole album I've added snaps and claps, and it seemed to enhance. So maybe I'll add some slaps and claps. I think it usually works well. Let's see what it does. It could just totally fucking bonk out and it not work out very well. We will see. But up till now, it's worked out pretty well. Let's see here. We're doing it. But I did like that little guitar riff at the beginning, little twang, twang. Here we go. Yeah, I like that. There's that gospel choir.
Red sunrise, steel meets tide. Silent shadows, wars divide. At world's end, the empire comes all ahead to the beat of war drums. 7 ships, defiant and free. Rise, legends of Taffy 3. Slugs of Thor split a rising sky. Engines roar, their voices die. The Yamato looms a giant's crown. David stands and Goliath frowns. Johnston charges, guns ablaze. Battle's anthem, Valhalla's praise. Under the ocean shroud they clash. Steel hearts pound in a moment's flash. The Lord judgment on the high seas. Taffy 3 brings them to their knees. Tin can sailors, the fates they cheat. Stand your ground, no retreat.
Well, that worked out a lot better. It wasn't quite there, but it didn't have the same friggin' mistakes and jacked up parts. I think I'm gonna try this next one, see if that's a little better. We're almost there. I think I got the identity.
Red sunrise, steel meets tide, silent shadows, wars divide. At world's end, the empire comes, all ahead to the beat of war drums. 7 ships, defiant and free, rise, legends of Taffy 3.
Hell yeah. Hey, Terry Riley.
Slugs of Thor split horizon sky, engines roar, their voices die. The Yamato looms a giant's crown, David stands and Goliath frowns. Johnston charges, guns ablaze, battle's anthem, Valhalla's praise. Under the ocean shroud they clash, steel hearts pound in a moment's flash. The Lord judgment on the high seas, Taffy 3 but bring them to their knees. 10 can sailors.
Ah, oh, you fucker. The AI fucking stroked out again. God damn it. Alright, let's try another one. We're almost there.
Red sunrise, still meets tide, silent shadows, wars divide. At world's end, the empire comes, all ahead to the
I appreciate it, Terry.
ships, defiant and free, rise, legends of Taffy 3.
This is kind of how I do stuff. This is what I do a little bit behind the scenes. I mean, you're missing out on like the days of actual writing the song, but this is the ending edit phase.
Slugs of Thor split a rising sky, engines roar, their voices die. The Yamato looms a giant's crown, David stands and Goliath frowns. Johnston charges, guns ablaze, battle's anthem, Valhalla's praise. Under the ocean shroud they clash, steel hearts pound in a moment's flash. The Lord judgment on the high seas, Taffy 3 bring them to their knees. 10 can sailors, the fates they cheat. Stand your ground.
Okay, so the problem is that I'm trying to use the same audio cover from the one that I changed it too much. So when you change it too much and you try to cover it, the AI keeps trying to use the old fucking words. So I'm going to try just not doing the cover. I'm going to make it basically like its own separate song, and maybe I could preserve the same kind of sound. It won't be exactly the same, but it'll get close. And we'll see. It might be perfect because I have the right elements and I have it in my head. We have the identity. We got it exactly where I want it. It just keeps messing up the pronunciations. So we shall make it work one way or damn another. Let's see how this one turns out.
Red sunrise, steel meets tide, silent shadows, wars divide.
I was about to cut it right off right there because I was like, that's not rockabilly, but then it pops into this, so maybe it's salvageable.
Red sunrise, empire comes, all ahead to the beat of war drums.
Holy shit, this turned into a freaking country gospel song.
7 ships.
Just for curiosity's sake, I'm going to let it play because I might just save this version for posterity. It won't probably go on the album, but I like fucking around like this and see what comes up.
Defiant and free, rise, legends of Taffy 3. Slugs of Thor split horizon sky. Engines roar, their voices die. The Yamato lose, a giant's crown. David stands and Goliath frowns. Johnston charges, guns ablaze. Battle's anthem, Valhalla's praise. Under the ocean's shroud they clash. Steel hearts pound in a moment's flash. The Lord's judgment on the high seas. Taffy 3 brings them to their knees. Tin can sailors, the fates they cheat. Stand your ground, no retreat. Pagoda mast on the horizon's eyes, a cascade of shells and comet skies. Commanders' guns, vengeance speak. The bow erupts, the Kumanos weep. Torpedoes launch, the waters boil. Destroyers boom and relentless toil. In the haze, Evan stands, a bloody god with fate in hand. Under the ocean's shroud they flash. Steel hearts pound in a moment's flash. The Lord's judgment on the high seas. Taffy 3 brings them to their knees. Tin can sailors, the fates they cheat. Stand your ground, no retreat.
Well, halla fucking Luya. That's love that.
Storm winds fade, the seas now still. Echoes haunt, but spirits thrill. Taffy 3's eternal stand, a legend forged by mortal hands. Under the ocean's shroud they clash.
Nowhere near what I was trying to do, but that's actually pretty catchy. This is much closer to what I was aiming for.
Red sunrise, steel meets tide. Silent shadows, wars divide. That world's end, the empire comes, all ahead to the beat of war drum. 7 ships defiant and free, ride legends of Taffy 3.
Well, here we go.
Slugs of Thor split horizon sky. Engines roar, their voices die. The Yamato looms a giant's crown. David stands and Goliath frown. Johnston charges, guns ablaze, battle's anthem, Valhalla's praise. Under the ocean shroud they clash, steel hearts pound in a moment's flash. The Lord's judgment on the high seas, tap at 3 brings them to their knees. Tin can sailors, the fates they cheat, stand your ground, no retreat. A go-to mast on the horizon's eyes, a cascade of shells and comet skies. Commander's gun, vengeance speed, the bow ups, the Kuma knows we. Torpedoes launch, the waters boil, destroyers booming, relentless toil. In the haze, heaven stands, a bloodied God with fate in hand. Under the ocean shroud they clash, steel hearts pound in a moment's flash. The Lord's judgment on the high seas, tap at 3 brings them to their knees. Tin can sailors, the fates they cheat, stand your ground, no retreat. Captain waves a last salute, through tempest death the fight's pursuit. Silent depths now claim the brave, brothers bound beneath the waves. Amidst the chaos with courage spun, the Taffy 3 stand a gambit one.
It's not bad.
Red sunrise, steel meets tide, silent shadows, wars divide. At world's end the empire comes, all ahead to the beat of war drums. 7 ships defiant and free, rise, legends of Taffy 3. Slugs of Thor split a rising sky, engines roar, their voices die. The Yamato looms a giant's crown, David stands and Goliath frowns. Johnston charges, guns ablaze, battle's anthem, Valhalla's praise. Under the ocean shroud.
Yeah, I mean, this is what I'm looking for more of.
Red sunrise, steel meets tide, silent shadows, wars divide. At a world's end the empire comes, all ahead to the beat of war drums. 7 ships defiant and free, rise, legends of Taffy 3.
Oh yeah, no, I'm digging that much more.
Split horizon sky, engines roar, their voices die. Yamato looms a giant's crown, David stands and Goliath frowns. Johnston charges, guns ablaze, battle's anthem, Valhalla's praise. Over the ocean shroud they clash, steel hearts pound in a moment's flash. The Lord's judgment on the high seas, Taffy 3 brings them to their knees. Tin can sailors, the fates they cheat, stand your ground, no retreat.
That's not bad. I can work with that.
Mast on the horizon's eyes, a cascade of shells and comet skies. Commander
sailors, the fates they cheat. Stand your ground, no retreat. Captain waves a last salute through tempest death, the fight's pursuit. Silent depths now claim the brave brothers bound beneath the waves. Amidst the chaos, with courage spun, the Taffy Three stand, a gambit won. Storm winds fade, the seas now still.
I like that a lot, but I don't know if it's quite there. Let's try a different one. Let's see. I think we're so close, and I don't want to rush it, but it's almost there.
Red sunrise still meets tide. Silent shadows, wars divide. At world's end, the empire comes all ahead to the beat of war drums. 7 ships, defiant and free, rise legends of Taffy Three.
What the hell did that just happen? Why? Why did it do that? Oh, sometimes I swear it's right there and I'm loving it, and then it just takes a fat shit.
Red sunrise still meets tide. Silent shadows, wars divide. At world's end, the empire comes all ahead to the beat of war drums. 7 ships, defiant and free, rise legends of Taffy Three. Slugs of Thor split horizon sky, engines roar, their voices die. The Yamato looms a giant's crown, David stands and Goliath frowns. Johnston charges, guns ablaze, battle's anthem, Valhalla's praise. Under the ocean shroud they clash, steel hearts pound in a moment's flash. The Lord's judgment on the high seas, Taffy Three brings them to their knees. Tin sailors, the fates they cheat. Stand your ground, no retreat.
Ooh, I like that. Nah, man, that one's pretty good, I think. I'm still up in this bitch, man, getting some food, man. Listen and watch. I appreciate it, Finn. I just, this is just how I work. Sometimes it's boring, sometimes it's not. I'm sure watching me do the same thing 100 fucking times, trying to make it perfect, is not for everybody. So I'm just doing my thing. I figured lives are for a select breed that dig this kind of shit. So I appreciate anybody stopping by, but I figured most of y'all are here for the music, and watching me do it isn't as fun as just enjoying it. So I get it. I'm glad you're enjoying it. That's why I'm doing it. I've heard a few people dig it, so I'm gonna keep doing it until nobody ever watches, and because I'm still getting the work done, and everybody else will get the final product, and you guys will know how it went down. So I like that. But this one's working pretty good. Let's keep it going.
Cascade of shells and comet skies. Commanders' guns, vengeance speak. The bow erupts, the Kumano's weak. Torpedoes launch, the waters boil. Destroyers boom in relentless toil. In the haze, heaven stands, a bloodied god with fate in hand. Amidst the chaos of Prague's bowl, Itavid 3 stand a gambit 1. Under the ocean's shroud they clash, steel hearts pound in a moment's flash. The Lord's judgment on the high seas.
It's not bad. There's some minor tweaks, but that's not impossible to overcome. My biggest problem is it sounds more rock and roll than rockabilly. It's a little too rock.
Red sunrise, steel meets tide, silent shadows, wars divide. At a world's end,
Ooh, this is nice.
all ahead to the beat of war drums. 7 ships defiant and free, rise legends of Taffy 3. Sky, engines roar, their voices die. The Yamato looms, a giant's crown. David stands and Goliath frowns. Johnston charges, guns ablaze. Battle's anthem, Valhalla's praise. Under the ocean shroud they clash. Steel hearts pound in a moment's flash. The Lord judgment on the high seas. Taffy 3 will bring wings to their knees.
Messed up again.
Red sunrise, steel meets tide. Silent shadows, wars divide. At world's end, the empire comes all ahead to the beat of war drums. 7 ships defiant and free, rise legends of Taffy 3. Slugs of Thor split a rising sky. Engines roar, their voices die. The Yamato looms, a giant's crown. David stands and Goliath frowns. Johnston charges, guns ablaze. Battle's anthem, Valhalla's praise. Under the ocean shroud they clash. Steel hearts pound in a moment's flash. The Lord's judgment on the high seas. Taffy 3 brings them to their knees. Tin can sailors, the fates they cheat. Stand your ground, no retreat.
Dare I say that one is fucking almost exactly what I'm looking for. It's not rockabilly enough, but it's just enough that I think I can get away with it. Not get away with it, but I like it. It's good. Hopefully the rest of it doesn't fuck up, because I mean, there's certain things I can fix, there's some things I can tweak, but if there's blatant horseshit, then I just have to start over. But I'm gonna keep going, see how this works.
Pagoda mass on the horizon's eyes, a cascade of shells in comet skies. Commander's guns, vengeance speak. The bow erupts, the Kumano's weak. Torpedoes launch, the waters boil. Destroyers boom in relentless toil. In the haze, heaven stands, a bloodied god with fate in hand. The best that can guards the fates that cheat. Stand your ground, no retreat. Under the ocean shroud they clash, steel hearts pound in a moment's flash. The Lord's judgment on the high seas. Taffy 3 brings them to their knees. Tin can sailors, the fates they cheat. Stand your ground, no retreat. Captain waves a last salute through tempest death, the fight's pursuit. Silent depths now claim the brave, brothers bound beneath the waves. Amidst the chaos with courage spun, the Taffy 3 stand, a gambit won. Storm winds fade, the sea's now still. Echoes home, but spirits thrill. Taffy 3's eternal stand, a legend forged by mortal hands. Under the ocean shroud they clash, steel hearts pound in a moment's flash. The Lord's judgment on the high seas. Taffy 3 brings them to their knees. Tin can sailors, the fates they cheat. Stand your ground, no retreat.
I'm gonna pocket that one because I think that's super close. I'm gonna listen to it again later and maybe see if I change my mind. But we got one or two more, and if I can't find it after one of these two, I'm gonna call it a day, because it's one of those things where you get too engrossed in a project and you start drifting away, and sometimes it's best to step back and then start again tomorrow. So let's try these last couple ones and see if I can't find what I'm looking for exactly. That last one was pretty close, so we may start there tomorrow. Let's try this.
Red sunrise, steel meets tide. Silent shadows, wars divide. At worlds in the empire comes, all ahead to the beat of war drums. 7 ships define and free rise, legends of Taffy 3. Slugs of Thor split horizon sky. Engines roar, their voices die. The Yamato looms a giant's crown. David stands and Goliath frowns. Johnston charges, guns ablaze. Battle's anthem, Valhalla's praise. Under the ocean shroud they clash. Steel hearts pound in a moment's flash. The Lord's judgment on the high seas. Taffy 3 brings them to their knees. Tin can sailors, the fates they cheat. Stand your ground, no retreat. A pagan
Yeah, that's not working.
Red sunrise, steel meets tide. Silent shadows, wars divide. The world's end, the empire comes, all ahead to the beat of war drums. 7 ships defiant and free, rise legends of Taffy 3. Slugs of Thor split a rising sky. Engines roar, their voices die. The Yamato looms a giant's crown. David stands and Goliath frowns. Johnston charges, guns ablaze. Battle's anthem, the hollow's praise. Under the ocean shroud they clash. Steel hearts pound in a moment's flash. The Lord's judgment on the high seas. Taffy 3 brings them to their knees. Tin can sailors of fates they cheat. Stand your ground, no retreat. Dakota mast on the horizon's eyes. A cascade of shells and comet skies. Commanders' guns, vengeance speak. The bow erupts, the Kumano's weak. Torpedoes launch, the waters boil. Destroyers boom in relentless toil. In the haze, Evan stands, a bloodied god with fate in hand. Under the ocean shroud they clash. Steel hearts pound in a moment's flash. The Lord's judgment on the high seas. Taffy 3 brings them to their knees. Tin can sailors, the fates they cheat. Stand your ground, no retreat.
It's not bad. I don't know. I'm going to leave that neutral for now. The last one was okay. I feel like I'm getting further and further away from what I'm aiming for. So I think I'm going to call it today. And maybe tomorrow with fresh eyes, I can finish the last song. It's always the last one, isn't it? The last song. So thank you guys for coming by. This is just what I do when I work and when I can, and you're just seeing a part of it. Remember, if during the course of a live that one of the ones that I don't pick is one of your favorites, to let me know. I will save it and I will put it separately out in something else. So Finn, I saved that one that you wanted earlier. I'll put that. I got Holly and Dino picked a favorite last week that they particularly liked from Stack It High. Yours I labeled and saved, so I don't know exactly when I'll do it, but I will let y'all know when I put the fan favorites out, because it'll be separate on a different. It'll be in Bandcamp, which is its own separate thing, which you guys can buy individually. It's kind of like an iTunes, but separate. It's its own little thing. It won't be connected to everything else. So appreciate it, guys. You guys have a good one, and unless something happens, I will see you tomorrow. Have a good one.